Welcome to Discovering Spain, Wildlife, Culture, and Travel Insights. I'm Mike.
And I'm Sarah.
Today, we're taking you on a journey through the Cadiz province and some of its really incredible neighbors.
Hmm.
We've immersed ourselves in some detailed travel guides and, tapped into local knowledge.
Yeah, trying to get the real scoop.
Exactly. To bring you the essential insights for exploring Cadiz City, the intriguing Alcalá del Valle, dramatic Ronda.
Always Rhonda.
Always Rhonda, yeah. The natural beauty of Grazalema and that exhilarating Caminito del Rey.
So think of this as like your curated collection of need-to-knows before you head to this amazing part of Spain.
Right. We've looked at a range of resources from these really in-depth websites to, local perspectives.
Trying to highlight what makes each place special and, crucially, how you can best experience them, giving you a feel for it before you even arrive.
Okay, let's dive straight into Cadiz City then, the Visiting Cadiz website. Ugh, wow, it's like a treasure trove, isn't it?
It really is so much there.
Whether you want a guided audio tour to sort of soak in the history at your own pace, or just figure out the best way to get there, where to park.
Parking's always key.
Always. Or just getting a quick overview of the city's highlights, it's all laid out.
And the practical stuff, too. Finding hotels, apartments, even hostels. It breaks down the museums, the different neighborhoods, the barrios.
And the beaches, of course. Can't forget the beaches in Cadiz.
What I thought was really useful is how tailored it is. Like if you're coming in on a cruise ship.
Ah, yeah, the cruise passenger guide.
Exactly. Specific advice to help you maximize your time ashore. And for culture buffs, it details where to find authentic flamenco shows.
It even covers those little things you don't think about until you need them, like where to stash your luggage while you explore. Super practical.
Hmm.
And for a really immersive experience, there's Clive's voice map audio guide of Cadiz La Tacita de Batata, they call it.
Right, the little silver cup. Heard good things about that.
Huh.
The QR code access makes it super easy, right?
Yeah. Yeah, just scan and go. You're off exploring, listening to the stories. Sounds fantastic.
And zooming out a bit from the city itself, it's worth remembering the sheer variety within the Cadiz province.
Oh, definitely. It's made up of, what, 44 different cities, towns, villages?
Something like that, yeah. Each with its own unique charm. The sources give us some great examples.
Like Vejar de la Frontera, you see pictures, right? Those stunning whitewashed houses tumbling down the hill.
With the Atlantic views. Just gorgeous.
And El Palmar Beach nearby, great for surfers, apparently.
Then there's Ubrique, completely different vibe. Known for its leather craftsmanship.
Right, steeped in tradition, and it's right there by the Sierra de Grazalema Natural Park.
Mm-hmm. And Zahara de la Sierra, another visual knockout. That hilltop castle looking out over the reservoir. Incredible views.
Yeah, wow. And don't forget Sanlúcar de Barrameda.
Ah, yes. Manzanilla sherry territory.
Exactly. That unique sherry, the amazing fresh seafood, those views where the Guadalquivir River meets the sea. It just shows the range,
It really does. Coast, history, nature, food. Cadiz province seems to offer a bit of everything. Depends what you're after, I guess.
Okay, let's head inland now to Alcalá del Valle. The Visiting Cadiz site places it in the western Serranía de Ronda.
Right, within the Ronda Depression. It's interesting. Location-wise, it's actually closer to Malaga than Cadiz City.
Yeah, about 24 kilometers from Ronda, but 155 from Cadiz. That location seems pretty important for its climate.
Definitely. Being in that depression with streams running through means it's generally milder than the higher areas around it. That's probably shaped its agriculture quite a bit.
That's a key point. Historically, the info says many residents emigrated, but lately things have picked up.
Yeah, there's been a bit of a revival, mainly thanks to new crops, especially asparagus. It's brought new opportunities, apparently.
Asparagus, interesting. And the village origins sound fascinating. The name Alcalá, the castle in Arabic.
Right. The story goes it was settled by Muslims expelled from Setenil after it surrendered. They first settled at a place called El Castellón.
Though there's another theory too, right? About an earlier Al-Andalus settlement with a soap factory.
Yeah, a couple of potential origin stories floating around. History's often layered like that.
And its administrative history has shifted too. Part of Granada, then Malaga province, before joining Cadiz in 1834.
Unfortunately, a lot of the more recent records were lost. There was a fire in 1903 during a strike.
Oh, wow. But the parish record survived, going back to 1546.
Yeah, thankfully those survived, so there are still windows into the past. And despite the lost records, they found Roman settlement remains at Fuente Grande.
So its history goes back even further than the Muslim settlement. Deep roots.
Definitely. Shows people who have been living in that spot for a very long time.
For anyone planning a visit, getting there sounds pretty straightforward. About 30 kilometers from Ronda, 60 from the Costa del Sol.
And reachable from Malaga Airport. The A384 connects it well to other major cities like Seville, Granada, Cadiz.
And places like Jerez and Ronda itself. They even recommend a specific guest house, the Molino Romano.
Good tip. Going even further back, archaeology points to prehistoric life there. The Dolmenes de Tumillo.
Yeah, the Tumillo dolmens. Megalithic culture, ancient burial sites, really significant archaeological find.
And then the story of the Muslims moving from El Castellón down to the valley near the springs.
Probably due to pressure after the Christian conquests, another layer. And that convent nearby, Caños Santos.
Right, the Convento de Caños Santos. 16th century, about 6 kilometers out, in a beautiful natural setting, apparently.
It's interesting how the village name changed over time, too. Alcalá de las Bodegas, Alcalá de Ronda.
Before officially becoming Alcalá del Valle in 1770. Reflects all those shifts in power and administration.
That 1903 general strike sounds like a really significant and quite tragic event.
Yeah, a confrontation with the Guardia Civil, a local person killed, the town hall and court archives burned.
And reports of mistreatment afterwards that got national and even international attention, a really difficult period.
Today, though, the economy seems quite focused on agriculture, especially that highly regarded asparagus we mentioned.
Linked to that Mediterranean climate with Atlantic influences, right. Moderate temperatures, decent rainfall, good for growing things.
Exactly. And for history buffs, that Necropolis de Tumillos sounds like a must-see.
Prehistoric tombs, ancestral worship from the Neolithic period, pit-shaped dolmens, communal burials.
And finding artifacts from the Chalcolithic to the Bronze Age. Plus that unique menhir they found.
The only one found inside an Andalusian dolmen site. That's pretty remarkable.
Definitely. Other sites mentioned include the Convento de Caños Santos again, with its springs.
The Church of Santa Maria del Valle Baroque style 16th century font.
And La Caceria, that old hunter's lodge. Gives a sense of the area's past.
And of course the food. Can't forget the food. Fertile land means olives, sunflower, cereals.
The basis of the diet. But asparagus is the star, isn't it? In sopas de asparago.
Well, asparagus soup, yeah. And levolotos de asparago, scrambled eggs with asparagus. Sounds delicious.
Plus local cured meats, including chamon de pata negra if you're lucky.
Always a treat. And traditional staples like gazpachos, pucheros, stews, and menudo serrano, tripe stew. Real local flavors.
And the festivals give a vibrant look into the culture. Carnival, Semana Santa.
The Romeria de Caños Santos pilgrimage in May.
The San Roque Fair in August. The Patron Saints Day in September. Another Romeria for San Isidro. Lots going on throughout the year.
Okay, let's shift focus to Ronda. Our main source here is the Ronda Today website, pitched as everything you need to know.
Which is a bold claim, but it seems pretty comprehensive. It's good that it's current, too.
Yeah, like mentioning alternative routes because of storm damage on the A397, that's useful, timely info.
And news about a new recycling center, but more relevant for travelers. Lots on where to stay, apartments, houses, hotels.
And like Cadiz, there's a voice map GPS audio guide mentioned for Ronda too, plus other guided tours. Seems like a popular way to explore.
Makes sense for a place with so much history packed in.
Now Grazalema. Visiting Grazalema is the main site mentioned.
And Ronda Today also highlights Zahara de la Sierra again, calling it a key Pueblo Blanco within the Grazalema Natural Park. Emphasizes the scenery.
Absolutely. White villages, mountains, classic Andalusia.
Okay, adventure time. The Caminito del Rey.
Right. The official website for tickets is the place to go first. Essential planning.
And the resources include a really detailed FAQ, the ultimate Caminito del Rey FAQ. Probably answers almost any question you could have.
Yeah, and there's a specific guide for visitors, too. Helps you prepare for what is, quite a unique experience.
What's also handy is the info on nearby places to visit. You could make a longer trip of it.
And crucially, what to do if tickets are sold out online, though the clear advice is book well in advance.
Definitely. And the strong recommendation to rent a car makes sense. For flexibility, exploring the whole area around the Caminito.
Good practical advice.
Moving beyond specific towns, we also looked at resources on the wider natural environment. Wildside Holidays Spain seems like a great starting point.
Yeah, for discovering wildlife, nature, the natural and national parks. It even lists companies offering specific nature holidays.
And their recent blog posts cover some really interesting current topics. Iberian wolf hunting rules.
Updates on Doñana National Park.
Features on the Iberian lynx. Conservation projects.
Even highlighting Spain's underrated interior, which is a great point. And paradors in natural parks, luxury in nature.
And practical warnings, too, like about pine processionary caterpillars. Good awareness piece.
Yeah,
Shows the biodiversity.
definitely. And for identifying wildlife you might actually see.
The Iberia Nature Forum is mentioned, a community where you can ask, what's this bird? Or what's this flower? Useful for enthusiasts.
So, yeah, wrapping up, there is just a ton of information out there for exploring this whole area. Cadiz, Alcalá del Valle, Ronda, Grazalema, the Caminito.
Not to mention the broader wildlife and nature aspects across Spain.
Absolutely. These detailed websites and resources we've touched on, they offer a really fantastic way to dive deeper, depending on what grabs your interest.
Whether it's the history, the hiking, the food, the adventure, the information is definitely available.
And it's worth pointing out all these amazing resources. Visiting Cadiz, Ronda Today, visiting Grazalema, the Caminito info, Wildside Holidays, they're all connected to Clive Muir.
That's right. He's the author and driving force behind them.
So if you found this deep dive useful and you want to explore this incredible region of Spain even more,
Check out Clive's work. His dedication to providing such thorough and accessible information is really impressive. It makes planning adventures much easier.
definitely makes it easier. A great resource for anyone looking to discover this part of Spain.